fourth graders and third graders and fifth graders, whatever grade you're in watching these videos. Because that's the cool thing about learning. There isn't just one grade or one time to learn something. We're all different. All of our brains work differently. So you might be an adult watching this video, learning how to read. Maybe it's your seventh language you're learning. Maybe you speak French or Portuguese. I don't know, but thanks for being here to learn a little bit more about the English language. And today is our last day that we're going to be working on and reviewing all of those tricky silent sounds, all those digraphs that have a pair and one of those letters we don't even hear. Different from these other digraphs where the letters really work together to kind of make a new sound for some of them, right? Like C and H together. We don't have a silent one here. It's just a whole new combo. All right, so let's review all these new digraphs and you can repeat after me. Here we go. MN column M. RH rhyme GN nat N. KN knife N. MB lamb GH ghost G. PH phone WR wrist And let's look at our vowel teams again today. Here we go. Let's talk about the next page. We'll just look at this one. Let's talk about down here. Let's do these. OU soup oo, OU trout ow. Repeat after me. OO school oo, OO book UE blue oo, UE rescue you. EW chew you. AU August aw. AW saw aw. Cool, good job. All right, for our sound-alikes today, here's what I want you to do. Grab your student notebook to use as a resource and go to the back of the book where all the sound-alikes are. Okay, we know that after the trick words that you've learned in the past are in there, we have all of these sound-alikes here. Okay, so what I want to do today is a bit of a review. Today is actually the very end of this unit. It's a test day, so we're going to spend some time just doing some different review. I want you to grab either some paper or a whiteboard, and I want you to go ahead and write me a sentence that has 3 sound-alikes in it. Put any 3 together. So as an example, I'm looking through, just to make it easy, I'm going to try to do all 3 of mine on this one page so I don't have to flip around. So, okay, I see the word 8. I'm going to maybe make this sentence about Amy. I'm going to start with my uppercase and say, Amy ate a berry while she watched the band. Okay. So my 3 sound-alikes I'm going to underline. 8, because the other 8 is like the number 8. Bury. We also have bury, like I'm going to bury it in the ground. And what's my other sound-alike? Band. This is band, like all the musical instruments, but you could also say iPads are banned from school when something's not allowed. So that's my first step. And then the next thing we're going to do is really just look at this and talk about the parts of this sentence. What would the subject be here? Who is this about? It's about Amy. And what is my action predicate? What did Amy do? Is there an action? There's actually 2, aren't there? She ate, that's an action, we can eat. She ate a berry. And what's the other thing she was doing? Watching the band. So that's an action, sitting and watching. Or maybe she was standing and watching. Okay, so pause here, and I want you to find your 3 sound-alikes to put into a sentence. Underline them and then be prepared to tell me about the subject and predicate in your sentence. Are you done? Awesome. Check over your sentence, check over your spelling and your uppercase and your punctuation. And did you underline your 3 sound-alikes? What are they? Nice sentence. And what's the subject? And do you have an action predicate? Very cool. Okay. So now let's just practice reading a whole bunch of words that have silent letters. Ready? Words, let me hear you read them. All right, now let's read them together. Knuckles, column, night, wrinkle, crumb, knot, echo, stomach, wrench. Which word here is plural? Knuckles. Can you show me your knuckles? Which word here is also a sound-alike word? It has a homophone pair. Knight. So which knight is this? Like a knight in armor. That's right. Which one of these words is a tool? Wrench. And which 2 of these words have a digraph with a silent letter? It sounds like an Crumb and column. These are my silent letters, so I'll go ahead and cross them off. Okay, nice job reading those. Now I want to tell you a little bit more about what's going to be on your test. Don't tell your teachers that I'm telling you all of this, but I want you to do amazing on the test, okay? Are you ready? I'm going to get the test out right now, and I'm going to look at it and tell you. First thing you're going to have to do is write all the sounds for the silent letters. Okay, all these new ones, you need to know them. So if your teacher says, you need to know to write not just F, but also PH. So silent letters and those new pairs. Okay. Don't forget K. There's a new one there too. CH for like chorus. Good. So practice those. The next thing you need to know is your sound-alikes. We did new, night, night, and nose, nose. Make sure you know all of those, what they mean, and how to spell them. And then for your words, you're going to need to do words that have the silent sounds, the new digraphs, the CH and the PH. And some of them will have endings with ing or plurals. Then you know those rules, but just make sure you feel confident about them. And you'll have to mark them. The only things you're going to mark are digraphs and silent letters and circle suffixes. So easy marking on this test. And then you'll do 2 sentences. So make sure that you know how to spell those trick words that we talked about. Why don't we kind of do a little trick word practice? Does that sound good? Okay. I'm going to mix in the ones that will be on the test so you can really feel prepared. All right, go ahead and grab your whiteboard. And can you just number it? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 of them will be on the test. And 2 of them are just trick words that you really should know from the earlier grades. Okay, let's start with the word laugh. Everybody needs to laugh. It's good for you. Laugh. Number 2, ocean. I love to go to the ocean. Number 3, always. You'll always be my favorite. That's right, you're my favorite student ever. It's true. Always and forever. And one more. Animal. Okay, so you did laugh, ocean, always, animal. These are in your student notebook. So if you aren't 100% positive, I want you to pause now and look it up because that's what you should do on your test or when you're writing a story. Our brain needs to write it the right way to remember it. because not all of these words are tricky, but they have tricky parts. You ready to compare yours to mine? Okay, here's the first one, laugh. There's a couple tricky parts. The L isn't, but the AU, that normally says ah. We don't say law, it's laugh. And then the GH is tricky too. It sounds like an F. Ocean, what's tricky in ocean? The O isn't, the N isn't, but it sounds like it should be SH. Ocean, and it doesn't sound like it should be an A. I guess we do know that EA can say A, like in and EA can say like in bread. So I guess that part's not super tricky. It's just knowing the spelling option. But the C is definitely tricky. Always, how'd you do on that one? Normally all has two L's, but it doesn't. And then ways, we usually know by now that AW says A, or AY says A, like in day, say, play. And how about animal? An, I, mole. A lot of times we don't pronounce it mole, animal. We pronounce it animal, and it sounds like a consonant LE, but it's not. That's what makes it a little tricky. So make sure you spell those correctly, and remember to use your resources when you're not sure. Be like, I don't know, I'm just gonna write it and hope it's right. That's not good enough. You're better than that. All right, guys, great job today. Make sure that you erase your dry erase boards because you are a responsible learner. And put it away neatly, and great job. Good luck on that test. You're gonna rock it as long as you take your time and use your notebook when you need to. All right, I'll see you next time for Unit 14, our very last unit.